Hi everyone, Christina here. Welcome to another video at my YouTube channel and blog. It's the end of the year and I'm feeling a little bit reflective and I needed to do a lettering piece for my Instagram. So I ended up creating this piece that says feeling reflective, and I thought I would try videoing it or filming it and show you a little bit of my process when I create these lettering pieces on my iPad. So this isn't going to be a step-by-step tutorial because I am speeding this up quite a bit. It's just double time from, real life time. But it is going to go through like picking out the tools, things like that fairly quickly. So I will talk about what I'm using, but you're not going to get a really good glimpse of it just because I sped it up because this was a very lengthy lettering process. So the program or app that I use on my iPad is Procreate. And this is an iPad Pro. This is the second generation, not the ones that just came out, but the ones that came out last year. And it's such an expensive piece of equipment. And I would call it equipment because I do a lot of my design work on my iPad. It's such an expensive piece of equipment that I haven't felt the need to upgrade yet. And that's kind of strange for me because usually I'm very tech conscious and I really want to get the latest and greatest, but it's just too dang expensive. Is this a sign that I am growing up? Because I don't want to go out and spend lots of cash on things. I'd rather save my money. Does that make me grown up? I don't know if it does or not. But anyway, I'm using an iPad Pro. This is the 12-inch version, the larger version. Some of you have asked me which size of iPad I would recommend for lettering. For me personally, I like the larger just because it's more the size of a notebook. And I feel like I can really spread out and have lots of room and have room for all the tools and the different app things along the edges. And it's not encroaching on my space in the center where I'm working. So I really like the larger iPad. The brush I'm using today is actually from iPad Lettering. I've been following iPad Lettering on Instagram since I got my very first iPad Pro, and I started doing lettering on my iPad, and she's come out with a lot of different brushes, and I haven't kept up with buying all the brushes. This is actually one of her first brushes that she sold, actually, but this is the brush called Bounce, and I really love this brush. I've modified it a little bit over the years, kind of changed it to be my most favorite. But I do that for a lot of my lettering. And then sometimes the bounce brush just isn't working for me. It depends on my mood, how I'm feeling. So I actually ended up switching to one called Halftone. And this is also by iPad Lettering. And I've modified this one a little bit, so it's a little bit easier for me to work with. So this is a modified version of Halftone by iPad Lettering. But I really, really love this one. It's very responsive to thicks and thins. And I love that there's this kind of pattern along each one of these strokes. I think it gives it a lot of detail and a little bit more interest without even having to add a whole lot to it. So I'm nearing the end here. I'm just going to add a little bit of color behind these words. And I'm actually going to go steal a background from a different lettering piece that I did a few weeks back. I'm going to steal this one right here. I'm going to copy it from that file and bring it back over to this new feeling reflective file. And I'm going to paste it down into my file, and then I can work with it from there. So I'll paste it in, I'm going to rotate it. And there's a couple of different ways to add the color to your lettering, but I like to select the lettering layer, copy the color from the other layer, and then paste, and it pastes it just right in perfectly. There are a couple different ways to do it, but this is the way that I learned how, and I keep going back to that one. I went back to an old lettering piece and copied over my little @StarOfMaeve, my little Instagram username, so I can add that in. And I like to tone that back a little bit to a lighter gray. And then as far as the shadow goes, I copy the black version of my lettering, and I also made it white and put it right behind so that none of that black shadow would show through. Then I offset a black layer, put a blur on it, and then toned it back quite a bit. And this is basically my lettering piece. Now I hope this gives you a little bit of an idea of how I do my lettering. I have really enjoyed doing all these lettering pieces over the years. I think I've been doing them for 2 years straight on my Instagram. Every third image is one of these lettering pieces. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I will catch you guys in a regular card video very soon. Thanks for watching.